Hello and welcome to the tennis. Sincaraz sizzling. Is this the duo that would define a generation? Hot cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Gauff adds a massive title and a tiny cup to her cabinet. Has the Jovovic farewell tour begun? That's all ahead with me, Brie Stewart. And beside me is my everyday pain in the side, Xavier Mullabach.
It says co-host, but pain in the side is what you said.
Side.
Yeah, cool, fair enough.
And across the desk, we're spoiled to have both halves of our favourite tennis power couple.
Power couple indeed.
Who is it?
It's Saville squared. Luke and Dasha.
Dasha.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Excited.
Thanks for the intro. Very good.
Go on,
Yeah.
what else you got? You were all talky before.
No, I
Now
got,
you're all
I
nervous?
got a bit nervous, not going to lie.
What? Dasha nervous? That's a first.
And the
is gonna be
fact
fun.
that
This is
and
gonna
the
be
fact-
really
and the fact
fun.
that Luke was gonna save me with my comments, like, yeah, I did get a bit nervous.
Okay.
No,
he looks
we're
pretty
good.
relaxed.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk too much about the fantasy draft yet and how much Luke kind of didn't win.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But we will
That
ask Dasha. We weren't expecting to have you here and back home. How are things going? What's been happening?
Yeah, I decided to get on a plane and come home.
start.
It's only
Better than walking.
it's only a short flight, so but yeah, this is the first time for me coming back after Roland Garros, and I'm really happy. I love home, and I've been enjoying it, even though the weather hasn't been
too
as
cold.
nice as it is in Europe.
yeah,
But
we're not exactly having a French summer here. We're having very much a Melbourne winter. It's wet.
It's been very
cold,
wet,
It's
yeah.
windy.
yeah, the first few days that I got here was still really sunny, and I was like, "Look, why is everyone complaining?" And then,
I said, you'll see.
Yeah.
Just
and
wait.
then a week in, I'm like, "Okay, yep, I can. Can I start complaining now?" But yeah, it's been good. I feel like, yeah, I was missing home, and I made the right decision to just come back home.
Yeah.
And is Tofu super happy?
He was really happy. He still is, although he
I
gives
saw
this.
him doing this again the other
Yeah.
day, the little hand movement he does.
Yeah.
Aw.
Doesn't do that for you, does he, Luke?
No. He just cries around me.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, "Damn, I'm stuck with the second favorite human."
Hey, at least you're in the top two. That's good.
That's right, I'll take it. He only knows two people.
But we'll keep on moving because we'll talk more to you, Dasha, later.
We do
in
have
the
a jam-packed show, don't we?
We do.
Yes.
It's actually very full.
Well, we just had a Grand Slam.
We did have a Grand Slam. But what we'll do is we'll move straight into what's caught your eye. And we're going to kick off with you, Luke.
Okay.
What caught your eyes?
What caught my eye is that
Was it the
men's
sign
final.
out the front of a barber that said, first blind barber in Melbourne? Hey, Luke, what caught your eye?
What's caught my eye is Zave's a very mean person.
Not
We
mean,
know.
just
Yeah.
commenting on haircuts.
But the second one is that men's final at the French Open, the Sincaraz rivalry. Interestingly enough, the first time they faced off in a Grand Slam final. So it's actually 5 in a row to Alcaraz now. The last 5, obviously the French final, the Rome final, the China Open Beijing final end of last year. It was the longest final in history there in Beijing, which Alcaraz won 7-6 in the third.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before that was the Indian Wells semi-final and then the French semis last year in 5. So
They love a
definitely
long match.
Love a long match. Just an amazing rivalry starting to happen between those two guys, and what an amazing display of tennis that final was. And what caught my eye as well was John McEnroe's comments when he said he'd have them both favoured to beat prime Rafa on clay. And I must
That's a
say,
big call.
I sent that article around to a lot of my mates just to get a bit of a feel before I came on here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge statement from Johnny
Yeah.
Mac.
Yeah.
So what was the consensus from your tennis mates? I'm assuming they're tennis mates.
Yes.
Do you have mates that aren't tennis?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, we've already talked about
that's a little mean. They think it's a big call. I mean, I think it's interesting when you're comparing eras as well. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're pretty close to each other as well. But I think, in my opinion, Sinner would match up a little better. I think he's a little taller, has a bit better two-handed backhand. I think maybe a little Djokovic-esque when he can sort of step in and not let the forehand of Rafa sort of pull him around the court. So I think Alcaraz may struggle a little more, but I'm taking Rafa I mean, to say
Prime
that
Rafa is prime Rafa.
Prime Rafa, 14 slams.
He didn't win 14.
14 French
by
Open.
fluke,
So,
did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's skill and skill. It's Rafa.
Yeah.
so level of tennis is super high right now, but I'm taking Rafa there. So that was what's
Luke, question
caught my eye.
for you. What era, when we say prime Rafa, give me a year. Like, take us back to what is prime Rafa?
Yeah, I think he's probably had a couple primes, but
Yeah, that's a tough question.
but I look back at like, is it 09, where he was basically not losing games in the final of the French. I think he beat Federer 3-1 and 1 in one
wow.
final. So not a great matchup as we know those two on clay, but I just find it hard to see those two beating Rafa. Maybe over 3, but over 5 is just something that almost no one could do.
No, brilliant. Yeah, big call, Johnny Mac. Pipe down,
big
Chachi.
call. But you know what? Got people talking, so he's probably achieved what you need to do.
Yeah, he does love people to talk
Yeah,
about
and they're
him,
talking.
with him behind his back.
Yeah. Let's move to Dasha. And what caught your eye?
It was all over my TikTok
Yep.
and my Instagram.
Oh, the food at Roland Garros.
That too.
That was Dasha's TikTok.
Aryna's comments after the
Yeah.
match, and yeah, there was a lot about it on social media and a lot of opinions.
I think today I didn't really handle myself quite well, mentally, I would say. So basically that's it. I was just making unforced errors. Like, I don't know, I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls.
Do you want to hear my opinion? I
Yeah,
don't know if
sure.
anyone wants to hear
And for our
my
listeners, we're talking about Sabalenka's reaction to
Yeah,
Coco.
so she had just lost to
winning.
Coco.
Yeah.
Went to do a post-match media conference.
It was on, she said it in on
On
court,
court, yep.
and then post-match
Yeah.
interview. Yeah.
After time to think. So, Dasha, hot take.
I think she was really hurt. I think she didn't have that much time to process.
Yeah,
I think I've done that before when I'm like still really mad and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do the press conference now. I've never had a press conference after losing a Grand Slam final. I don't know.
Not yet.
Wow.
What do you mean? That's
You wanted
that's
to
actually-
lose?
oh no.
True,
We'll take
yeah.
a slam
We'll
final.
take a we'll take
I was
we'll
being
take
positive.
yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Thank
Just because
you.
I'm wearing bright
Thanks-
colours doesn't
thanks,
mean I have a
Brie.
bright mind.
I think she was emotional on court.
Yeah.
She was emotional post match, and she just spoke with how like actually
she was
how she was feeling. Like I didn't think she looked through like someone else's lens, and she was just talking from her own perspective, and she was really hurt. And I don't know if her watching the match back would change her mind.
Oh, that's interesting. Because she experienced it.
She
And then in
yeah,
her mind, I assume, thought it was
Well,
her fault.
yeah.
But maybe watching it back, she'd
And the
go,
conditions must have been pretty bad, right? Because you can't really see on TV the wind or what they're dealing with and all that kind of stuff. But it seemed like the conditions were bad.
Yeah, it's like you could tell by their dresses going up, and you could even see the wind like going
picking up
and
clay
picking
and-
up clay. Like
Yeah, we watched the highlights and
Extended highlights,
extended
like-
highlights, and we thought
very
it was,
extended highlights.
You just watched the full match again, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We thought it was a pretty high level, didn't we? And
good match.
Yeah, it was very windy.
It was a good
Sabalenka
match.
was obviously trying to play pretty aggressive,
Yep.
like she normally does, and Coco's probably the best mover in the game, and she was just making a lot of balls, hustling, and making Sabalenka play that extra ball, and maybe she was overplaying a
But
little
that
bit.
is
and
Coco's strength. Like she never beats herself. I've actually never played against Coco, but just from watching and like she makes people make those unforced errors.
From watching her US Open final against Sabalenka and then also this one at Roland Garros, it seems like too, just from the untrained eye, when Sabalenka starts to lose it mentally, Coco rises.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looked like
Yeah.
again. And I remember watching the US Open and watching Sabalenka you could tell she was falling apart mentally. And Coco, you could tell in her face, she's like, okay, cool, I've got an in here.
Found the
It
crack.
was almost
Yeah.
like she was charging
Yeah.
from this from this bad energy from Coco.
And she's turning around to positive
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And it speaks volumes too around just the surface. Like it really helped Coco's game to be able to have those extra microseconds to get to a ball,
Exactly,
to
yeah.
get one more back to Sabalenka, who's normally just uses brute force and finesse to just power through. Like that's, I think, the difference between a US Open versus a French for those two players.
Yeah.
It was great to watch though.
And Coco did mention as well that their head-to-head is very close, like 6-5.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But like she did, so Sabalenka, I think, like she's sort of not walked it back, but she's softened her
Yeah.
rhetoric in hindsight.
She did. She
But
came out with
yeah.
a statement on Instagram
Yeah.
kind of explaining. But I think that's a good point, Dasha. Like, and I hadn't thought of it like that. You come off, you've lost, you've been working
You're
towards
going to blame
that.
yourself.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
be shitty. You want to go back
And
to
you're
your team
angry.
and go,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
and
talk
you
to
don't
the
think
world.
about what you're going to say
I
properly.
do that too. Like,
Yeah.
I'll blame myself.
And Luke.
And sometimes, and Luke mostly. And yeah,
Spitting
sometimes.
facts out here.
And then the coaches will actually say, hey, like, it wasn't all that bad. And you need to take a step back and let's go and rewatch this match. And
Yeah.
you'll see for yourself that, yeah, on paper, there are unforced errors and maybe some bad decisions, but she made you feel that way.
Yeah, so it is actually, you were outplayed.
Yeah.
Not you, but
Yeah.
Sabalenka.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my last thought on this is it's a real catch-22 because on the one hand, we want real answers from players. We want players
do.
to come out
Exactly.
and
And
we
tell us
want
what
people
they're
to be
thinking.
real.
Rather
Yeah.
than just give us a cookie-cutter, media-trained response of, yeah, it was a good game, I didn't do my best, she outplayed me, thanks for coming. But
We
then
need to write stories and
yeah,
headlines.
exactly.
Don't
We need some grabby stuff. We need,
I really like that about Aryna. Like, she's
Yeah.
very, very honest.
yeah.
And yeah, she just said exactly
feeling.
how she was feeling.
And that's what I mean. Like, we want players to give us a real answer. And then when someone does, people pile on. It's like, yeah, I mean, she was a pretty forthcoming with her thoughts, but that's what we, as tennis fans, it's what we want.
And as humans, we all do that. When you're
Yeah.
emotional, you say things and they don't come
That
out
you might
right,
regret
the
later.
right way. Yeah. She's just being
luckily,
a human.
I don't have cameras in my face all the time with some of the crap that I say.
Luckily,
God.
this episode will be edited as well. So we have room for
Yeah,
errors.
but you're all in. It's just going to be me cut out. It'll look like three people sitting around a table and occasionally a yellow arm
yellow
will
arm.
come in.
And I mean, they're like playing a Grand Slam final. I've definitely lost my.
Cool.
Don't say
You've
shit.
lost your cool.
I've lost my cool on court 17 playing first round
Yeah.
matches. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've said some things before in the press where then I would read it and I'm like, oh my God, no way I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the heat of the moment, you probably don't even remember what you said after you've just played a match. I
It's
can
all right.
assume.
Sometimes, bit of honesty.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
both
I
ways.
think last year after US Open, I said, like, I don't know if it's worth it anymore. Like, I just lost and I was injured and people were like asking me if I was retiring.
Yeah, like the headline the next day, Dasha reveals retirement at
I'm
US
like,
Open. It's like,
Yeah, I played.
no, I just
I played a few challengers in Gold Coast last year, and people were like, "Oh, hey, are you retiring?" I'm like, "Well, no," and also I wouldn't be retiring here.
yeah, at a challenger event. You're like, are you retiring while holding a racket? You're like, no. Very much here to play.
Okay. I'm going to move on to what caught my eye.
What caught your eye, Brie?
Thank you, because it's always awkward
Or
when
you're like,
do-
enough about you guys. I want to talk about my eye-catching moment. It's like,
No,
all right.
one thing I wanted to talk about is firstly how well Djokovic did at Roland Garros. I think that was a little bit of a surprise for some people because, it's been touch and go with his, his matches in the past few months. And then I did watch that match that he played against Sinner. Was a great match. And when he walked off, he kissed the ground and kind of had this really great moment.
Which is hard with clay because then you're picking it out of your teeth. And at least
well,
a hard
I think he kind
court.
of did it with his hand, you know.
Where's the commitment?
I know. And he said in his press conference afterwards, the the fans were so behind him, which is amazing, and they always will be. I think he's, a big name in the world. And he wanted to thank the fans, but he did kind of say maybe it was his last Roland Garros.
Yeah. Well, we've got to listen,
Got a
don't we?
clip, yeah.
I mean, this could have been the last match ever I played here, so I don't know. That's why it was even a bit more emotional in the end. But if this was the farewell match of the Roland Garros for me in my career, it was a wonderful one in terms of the atmosphere and what I got from the crowd.
Which I think actually it leads into what Dasha was just saying. Like, he said that in a presser, and now we're about it. Is he retiring?
Yeah.
And it's like, is this the end? Novak, he's done. He's got his 100. He's finished.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I feel like he's recently seen his rivals retiring, and he's almost looking for a bit of love from the crowd and the spectators. So I think he's almost feeling like Roland Garros is maybe that opportunity. He likes that crowd, and that's just how I sort of read a little bit. And I think he'll be there next year.
Yeah.
I think he'll keep playing.
I kind of feel, that he'll be there. I don't think that's how he would want to
No. Gotcha.
go out. Yeah.
Well, I feel like he kind of said stuff like this.
But I don't know-
last year, then he won a gold at the Olympics.
Yeah,
and it was
that's a
like,
good point.
What? You said you were going to retire.
And I don't know where, I think he doesn't know where his body at. He's just unsure. And, but I don't think he's there.
Yeah. And like, he's broken pretty much every title.
It would
And
be
record
hard,
rolling
to
around.
know how the hell do you even retire?
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite retirement was Ash.
When she just put
Just
down
like-
the tennis and picked up a golf club and nicked off.
Yeah, I love that. Like,
disappeared.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love that too.
It
Luke's
was the
retirement was
ultimate.
pretty nice.
Have you
That
retired?
was nice.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you're mean today.
I don't know why.
really
I
is
really like you. I don't know why I'm
bad
being like this. Normally I give her guff.
Oh,
I think
no,
'cause she's
do
a
you know
director
who's-
now.
Oh my God.
Nah,
But
it's all
if
right.
you guys were
Flavia Pineda. Flavia
Bless
Pineda
you.
was my favorite retirement. Sorry.
No, how?
She just won US Open and then literally announced that she's retiring and it's her last year.
Oh, wow.
She
Yeah,
did play.
That's baller.
She did play like a few more tournaments because she wanted to play the Masters. So
That's
WTA
cool.
finals.
Very good.
Yeah.
More good retirement stories.
Well, so if you guys were Novak, how much longer would you keep playing? Because he's 38
I
now.
would be done 5 years ago.
I was done at 31, but I mean, as we said, he's broken every single record there is.
Yeah.
I see here he's just won 100 titles. Connor's with a record on 109, so maybe he's going to look for that one.
Yeah, do
he
10
might
away.
just go and play a bunch of 250s and,
Yeah.
and try and
Get
break
10
that.
250s under the
There
belt
we go,
and
and then retire.
The
Yeah.
GOAT.
But he's
Or just
24 slams. He's got that record
Yep.
sewn up. He's won every event there is, all the Masters, the most Master Series, weeks at number one. So I sort of felt like watching him against Sinner, it was the first time I felt like he sort of didn't have that belief, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but just watching him, it was like, I felt like there was a realization from him that he can't compete at this level, those top two anymore. And, I know he beat Alcaraz at Roland Garros in the Olympic final match, but I think he feels like his level's still pretty good to get to your semis and quarters and maybe a final of a Grand Slam. But to beat, probably he has to beat two of those guys to win a Grand Slam going forward. And I think he's going to be a real shot at Wimbledon because on the grass he's definitely proved himself there. But it just felt like he's maybe lost a little bit of that belief with the top two, maybe three.
And even the
guys in the
comments
world.
that like the clips that the fans kind of post where they translate it and like he's really mean to himself and he hasn't been doing that for a long time.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I think he's stewing about a lot of things right now.
Do you reckon he's looking for one more high before going out, like US or maybe even the
It
Australian
needs to be
Open?
the Australian Open.
Because like the
surely,
AO
right?
is to Novak what RG is to
Is
Rafa.
to Rafa, right?
Just like Willie's his most successful son.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, but
Big
there are
Serbian
detractors.
community
It's
as
But I,
pretty
well.
hard, like going
Yeah.
to every press and people asking him the same question,
Yeah.
like how much longer, how many more. That was like
Yeah.
that's what people did to Serena.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and the funny thing, as a player, I don't think you know yourself. Like
no, that,
Yeah.
it'll happen when it happens. But until then, you're not really sure. You wouldn't pick a date.
I don't know. Yeah, you did.
Saville, Djokovic, similar.
Yeah. Agree. I think
Saville.
you are as good, if not better, than Novak Djokovic at tennis, Luke. Does that make up for the crap I was saying before?
Oh, God.
That's just
Okay, let's move over to
sarcasm.
you, Zave.
So you cut me off by giving me the opportunity to talk more. Bold move, Brie.
Well, I'd love to just cut your whole section out, but then I really like your what caught your eye.
So what caught my eye was teeny
Yes.
tiny trophies. No, well, kind of. So here's Coco.
It does look like it was ordered of Timu.
So most of the slams, when you win the Grand Slam, you are given a replica of the trophy.
Yeah.
We do it
True
here at the
size.
Australian Open. We give the Daphne Akhurst and the Norman Brooks trophies. You get a real life, exact replica. So they meticulously
And it
recreate
is
them.
silver as well, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
They're really quite indistinguishable from the quote-unquote real thing.
It looks like the real
However,
thing.
Roland Garros,
Yeah.
as Coco pointed out, she was ducking home on her private jet, got a cute little one that kind of looks like an
Shrunk.
ashtray outside of a country pub. And she obviously loves that trophy, but she did a little size comparison. And, it is somewhat smaller. As
At
you
least
can
the
see.
prize money is real. Like,
That's good, isn't it? Imagine if it was like, oh, jokes, it's half.
Yeah.
But I love at the end of this TikTok, she shows the photo of her with the
On
actual
court.
trophy
Yeah.
and then this little one.
Yeah.
It's actually quite
At least
funny.
double, if not triple the size. But, I
and
mean...
I don't. There is like the FFT
the logo of the
logo.
FFT.
I
yeah.
don't know why it's not Roland Garros.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting because on the
that
real
is
one it has
interesting.
the RG.
No, I think it's also FFT.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That'd be like Tennis Australia's symbol on the
Yeah.
Australian Open
Or
trophy.
our logo.
Our little swoopy bouncerino thing.
Oh, God. The trajectory of a ball.
Yeah. Sexy. But yeah,
I
that caught
think
my eye.
I've been to Sam Stoser's house, and I think US Open is also a replica.
But a
Small?
smaller one?
I think so. I think.
cute.
Oh,
No, let's just say it is, and we're the best.
Because
We would have just gives you a gift voucher for boots, don't we?
What's the runners-up doubles trophy?
Runners-up Aussie Open.
Doubles.
It's
Doubles.
doubles.
the doubles trophy is smaller anyway, isn't it?
You have to give, if you win that, or even if you come up, you have to give one of your old trophies to the Australian Open.
He is mean today, isn't he? I don't know what's happened.
I'm going to
know.
go play
I
you
don't
in
like
a
this
set
chair.
right now.
Okay.
I have a
Wii
question
tennis.
though. Is it easier? Would you prefer the real size replica, like 2 size, or is it easier to go home with something that is shrunken?
As long as I get my prize money.
You don't care. Yeah.
I'm actually pretty surprised that winning a slam, you don't get the same size.
Yeah. I think
you should.
Winning a slam, you're definitely going home private. Well, I am for sure. And you can easily fit a trophy.
You'd be flying
The more-
private.
After I've just won a slam.
From
And to counterbalance the cost, you're
Absolutely.
flying,
You
can
not even economy.
definitely-
26 hours back to
Absolutely.
you can
Yeah.
definitely buy first class
Nah,
Emirates.
private jet me.
Yeah, I
But-
like it. I like it. If you're
I'm with
winning,
Luke. Yeah.
yeah.
But like even winning normal
I'm going shopping.
regular tournaments, it is a bit of a struggle to bring trophies home, especially as
Yeah, for
Aussies,
sure.
you're spending months away, and if you win a tournament week 1 and you've got to lug it around, it's tough. But
Well, she's, like you said,
winning a
private
slam,
jetting
you're straight
with-
home. I think, so of course,
Yeah, get the
Australian
big one.
Open has done it again, the best slam by
Boom.
far.
You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
CT, good job.
But like, if you win too many of those, you pretty much have to go full Rafa and build a museum for all your trophies to put in. It's not about putting them on the
what
mantelpiece.
has he done? Surely he's getting an original one.
Well, he probably has custom built.
No, I went to the Rafa Museum at Roland Garros and they had in there all the replica mini ones that he's won over the years. So he got mini ones
So
as
wait,
well.
he's
got a museum.
He's got
14
a
baby ones,
museum,
yeah.
so he doesn't have a trophy at home.
Well, in Mallorca at his academy, they've got a Rafa museum with all of his AO trophies and I think all the RGs. So unless there's replicas of replicas, do they get smaller each size? Is it like those Russian nesting dolls? You keep pulling out a replica until it's
Because
the size
for
of a
his
Tic Tac.
retirement at Roland Garros, they did the museum, and I believe they got him to bring them there just for the period,
Oh, okay.
or maybe the replicas of the replicas. But they were the tiny ones.
I would like
And they were
jewelry
14.
as a like a trophy or
So you open up the
cool,
cup,
actually.
and there's just like a
Diamonds.
tennis
Like a
bracelet.
tennis
Quite
bracelet.
wearable and stuff. Yeah, I like that. It's
I mean,
a good
that
idea.
RG one's so small, you could put it on a chain. Wear it as a little
I
ornament.
really like the Hopman Cup tennis racket. That was one of
The necklace? I don't
remember
Yeah,
that.
the necklace.
Ah,
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I've
need
got
one
it.
for United Cup.
there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break.
Oh, shit, are we doing a podcast?
And after the break, we will come back and ask Dasha some of our prying questions from our fans and Xavier.
Tell you what, there's some curly ones.
Welcome back. We actually went out to our social audiences.
We did.
And asked them if they had any questions for Dasha because we don't generally get to have
And they
you on the
didn't,
tennis.
and I was panicking and I was writing them.
No, some of them were obviously written by Luke as well, so it was good on you guys for sharing your load.
and we
No,
thought
we
it
got
was-
heaps, didn't we?
Yeah, and I thought it was a great time to do it given you just got into main draw at Roland Garros. I was there, as you know, and it was my favourite moment of the whole tournament. So we wanted to get into some questions from our fans.
Mailbag. We finally have a mailbag.
Mailbag.
It's
I didn't
good.
know what you
It's
said.
like Hey Hey,
Ben.
it's Saturday. So that's an old show.
No one's going to get that. Yeah.
You have
You're
no
too
idea
old.
what Hey Hey is, do you?
No.
I know what Hey Hey from the new show that I'm watching on.
Oh, hey, hey, sirens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey Hey.
Is that Julianne Moore?
hey, hey. Yeah.
Yes, I'm relevant. Anyway.
Okay, so our first question comes from Chloe. I think we're going to put it up
Hi,
on
Chloe.
screen maybe.
Hi, Chloe.
How do you learn to be focused and not distracted?
Dash.
Still,
What's up?
I'm still in the process of learning. I wish I could stay focused the whole match, but I don't, and I think it's normal. I think what I'm actually doing now is I let myself like switch off, and then I get back to work, and that's what works for me. Like in the between points, I'm like, okay, now relax, and then okay, let's go extract. Like, let's go for it.
And is the journaling part of that focus that you're looking at as well?
Yeah, sometimes I read my journal during matches, and I definitely write a few points before matches, and it kind of gives me clarity, but not so much about trying to stay focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, I thought we'd pepper these with some Zave questions.
Okay, great. Do you have a Zave question?
I do have a
now?
little Zave question.
Great.
So, loved all your content when you were at Roland Garros, especially the behind-the-scenes stuff. And
Yeah.
you were showing us things like the gifting, the salon, the dining, and on-site tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
What the?
Did you get one? And if not, why not? And then, what would you have gotten if you could?
Don't have any tats. Don't want any tats.
Don't want
We
any.
thought you did. I
Yeah.
got told you did. I was like, no, she was just showing other people getting them. I was
I
right.
thought giant angel wings on your shoulder blades or something.
Or a butterfly.
Luke
The long
forever.
butterfly.
Luke S in a heart on your heart.
Or like a tiny little
Sausage
I
roll.
love Luke and then a giant tofu.
If I was gonna get anything, it'd be something to do with tofu, like sausage. Yeah, but
Hot dog.
then no, I don't have any tats, and I'm like, I feel cool about it.
Okay.
I like.
She's
yeah.
a clean skin, yo. I
I'm
don't know
like,
what that
I
means.
feel better than everyone.
Oh, so you're an amazing tennis player and you still need something else to feel superior to those around you. Good to know.
Yes.
Well, we won't tell you what Zave's tattoo
It's
is.
bad.
It's so bad.
I don't remember getting it. It was in Thailand.
Oh my God! Show us.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Oh my God, he's going to show it.
It's a shamrock.
I've never seen
Zoom
it.
in. It is pretty bad.
It's not great. Look, there's more to the story, but
Do you know
Save,
what
mate.
I literally bought? It's a shamrock, right?
I saw that on your TikTok.
A clover, yeah.
yeah. See, we're connected.
I
Yeah.
guess so. I am into collecting them, but
There
you've
you go.
probably
Well,
never
go
even
get-
seen one.
That's right. Go get me a sharp knife and you can have this one because I am sick of it.
I'd be getting that removed.
Maybe AO should like set up
A tattoo
tattoo
removal.
removal place.
That's
That's a good
Great
idea.
idea.
Get rid of all the crappy French Open ones that people got. And mine.
Going to go to a question from one of our fans again. So Jack has asked,
Hey,
what are
Jack.
your goals for the rest of the season?
Survive.
Saison.
Saison.
Saison. I really want to get back to double digits.
Yep.
So I don't care how I do it. I just need to do it.
Yeah.
Good
It's
goal.
very
Who do we need to kill?
Yeah. Or at least
about
injure. Like
there's
go
a
little
few
Tonya
there's
Harding.
a few players.
She's
at-
bringing in the big guns.
Yeah.
I'm getting on the road.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, that was going to be my question next.
Ooh, sorry.
You're mixing. No, this is a good thing.
Okay.
Like, you know, thanks, Luke. Thanks for really bringing that into the fold.
I got you, mate.
So, Dash, you are. Sorry, can I go on to an
Yeah,
Zave question? Cool.
totally. Because I think it connects
Yeah,
right
well,
to the goals.
your coaching setup, how is that working now with, you know, you've got Michael Lagazzo and now Luke Saville. Talk
Luke-
us through the workings.
Well, Luke really wanted to do the grass season.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 'cause you were good on grass?
I do feel a lot of pressure because do you want to hear a stat?
Yeah.
Go
What's your stat?
for it.
In
Roehampton.
seniors, I am 14-0 at Roehampton.
Wow.
So
You need
I-
a statue there.
Yeah,
I
you
qualified 3 out of
do.
3 times, and then I won a future there 2 years ago, which was 5 matches. So
That's huge.
I'm just
Okay.
telling Dasha every now and then that I need it to stay perfect. So 17-0.
Okay.
I'm looking for.
Yeah.
We're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Saville up there in lights. This is going to be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
What other little things are you going to tweak with your new and developing coaching team?
Well, I'm going to be diving for those volleys like
Okay.
Luke does. So we've been practicing that.
Just off the couch at home?
No, on court, he brings the mattresses. You're like believing it. You're fully.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in an alternate universe this week.
This is great. It's the shirt and the seat.
I wheeled in our mattress to the NTC yesterday, and no one knew what I was doing, and took it out to the hard courts. And we went to work.
Hang on.
Diving.
Oh, diving, right.
Yes, so I will be coming in a lot, but girls are very good with passing shots now. So
okay.
I gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, on that speedily grass.
Did you actually? You need to add the clip of Ellen diving.
Did you know?
It was unbelievable.
Which
Please, Ellen Perez
Oh,
in
right.
doubles. It was unbelievable.
Ellen? I thought you meant Portia de Rossi's wife.
She needs. That was crazy.
Okay.
But
Let's throw to the Oh, come on, guys. I thought you'd have it by now.
Luke did do some work with her in Abu Dhabi, so it's finally paying off.
Back to your fans.
Back to fans.
We'll do one more, I reckon.
I might go with Tara. Tara has asked, is that all right, Wizards?
Boom.
Do you have a pre-match or pre-tournament routine?
Yes, so pre-match, I always write some notes in my journal. Depending on, it's honestly the same. Every tennis player have very similar routines. It's funny how many times we like warm up. It's actually pretty crazy. I don't think any other sport does that, but I'll definitely have a 30-minute warm up before a tennis warm up, and then get some food, and then another freaking warm up before the match. So yeah, and before tournament, it's just it's a build up.
Yeah.
But a lot of warm ups.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Nice.
You sort of train quite a bit, maybe 3 or 4 days out, and then you taper probably closer
Yeah.
to a tournament, to your
Okay.
first round, and to try and freshen up. So the day before, everyone's different, but can vary between 30 minutes to an hour of hitting, and but you feel like you get all the work in an ideal world.
Yeah.
You know, I guess 4 or 5 days out and get that court time.
And
in.
I'm probably lying. It's not 30 minutes before the tennis hit. It's about an hour. You do a lot of mobility, and then actual footwork, and then whatever you feel like you need to do.
Yeah.
Some players actually hit the gym and do some exercises
Yeah.
there.
But you play a bit of a part in that too, Luke. Kind of like, go and why don't we do X, Y, Z
Yeah.
an hour before?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see the same trainer, so it can help with that, I guess, more physical side of the warm-up, the mobility and the stretching and whatnot. And I think that's definitely a positive for me getting on the road, not just the tennis side, but the physical side as well. And we can stay on top of that with Dasha's sort of history with the injuries, but she's all good now. So, and then I guess, different players hit for shorter, longer. Some warm up for 15 minutes, some even 45 to an hour. So it's all just personal preference.
Yeah.
And I guess depending on how many balls you want to hit before going out and playing a match.
And how long will you be on the road together for?
9 weeks. Luke has calculated them.
The max amount of time that you can stand to be that close to each other, or
I think so. I think that's where he was going with.
so just book a 2-bedroom suite wherever you're going and you'll be fine. Yeah.
But I think we need to ask one more question, and it's got to do with Dasha. But Dasha's friend, Dasha.
Dasha Kazakina.
Yeah.
Yes, new addition to the shores here in Australia.
Yes.
Now, Dash, you're mates with other Dasha.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Really
good. That's
good mates.
Oh, good. We saw you guys hanging out together at Roland Garros on other Dasha's vlog. This is her channel. And there's you. What are you guys talking about?
And pre-hon.
We're telling her to make a wish because it's like a tradition. Not a tradition. What's it called? Like for good luck.
Superstition.
Superstition. Yeah, that if you make a wish.
If you buy Dasha heaps of stuff from the shop, it's good luck.
If you make a wish between the same names, it will come true.
Oh.
So we're telling her that.
I love that.
But last names don't count. So you can't just.
Oh, right. Okay. You can't be like, I'll marry you and then we can have some good luck.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, she just got engaged recently.
She did.
That's
How
pretty
exciting. But she's moving to Melbourne. Are you
Oh, yeah.
orchestrating her to live close
Surely.
to you?
You're like, this is a good house in a good street right next door to mine.
How about this empty room in my
exactly.
house?
I did
move your
send her.
stuff.
I did send her some houses to look at, but at the same time, I think she wants an apartment.
Oh, cool.
She doesn't really get it like that.
What
the
Melbourne.
whole thing here is like to buy a house.
Yeah. Well, I suppose most of the time she comes to Melbourne, it's for an event. She's probably in a hotel and she's like, oh, this is okay. I'm right in the city.
Yeah.
Take her out to Brighton, St Kilda. There's some great spots out there.
But we might move on to the fantasy draft recap.
Oh, yeah.
I might
Speaking of
get
sledging
you
Luke.
to lead this because I wasn't here when you did it because we were all in Roland Garros and you were back here. So
Yeah, Luke and I were here. So for those who were listening at the time or have been catching up
your
since.
hair does look good.
Yeah?
Here.
Oh, oof.
No, it looks better now.
Yeah, that mullet.
Yeah.
No good.
I
Yeah.
didn't mind it.
You look younger now. And that's
You
not being
do.
condescending. It's just
Wow.
actually comparing the pair.
There we go.
So we did a fantasy draft. I was commissioner. We had Viv Christie and Simon Ray and, of course, Luke Saville. And each were picking 2 men and 2 women to go as far as they could into the event. And as you'll see, Luke, you did a really good job. However, 2 things. One, you lost
Alex.
to Simon. Yeah, Demon.
I came
surely.
second, so-
Yeah, you lost is another way of
Okay,
putting it.
okay.
Have you given Demon a bit of grief? Like, come on, mate. Did you know that the most important thing about this
I don't
is
think
my
you
draft?
can.
Just looking at that, I wanted to give him at least a week before I slid into his DMs, but now seeing
the time.
now it's time
Yeah.
to really get stuck
Yeah.
into it.
And not
because I don't want to put the blame on him, but he's completely cost me
Yep.
the win.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if he had
Like-
just done a couple more different things
Yeah.
differently.
If he made the quarters, which I was hoping at least,
Yep.
I'd take home the title.
Yeah.
So, Demon, if you're listening, I know you are listening. Come on,
I
be
think
better.
Mira would be disappointed as well. She would feel like she let you
Yeah.
down.
You
and
should
if
text
you
her as well.
actually
And Igor as well.
Yep, semis.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Andreeva, I was happy with that. I was happy with that turn at 5-6. Quarters, semis. I was hoping maybe Eager could have pushed into the final
Yeah.
there.
But if
But,
it helps, Simon Ray's like he's a data scientist, so
Yeah,
his
you would-
computer did all
Do you
the
know
heavy
what?
lifting.
We would hope that he would win.
Yeah, kind of gives him some.
The real loser is Viv,
he was
really.
probably sending them all the notes on players.
Yeah, exactly. That's all he does. I mean, it was pretty risky at the time because you were playing the qualies at the time when we were doing this. And it was like, come on, Luke, why aren't you putting Dash in there? Anything could work out quite well here. So maybe it's his fault
Yeah.
about your results. Thoughts, comments?
I mean, they didn't have you in the graphics. So,
Andy and
come
Harper.
on. Otherwise,
yeah.
It's the
blame.
producers.
But I think you should have a little quiet word with Viv. 19's pretty
Yeah, I know.
shame. All right,
She
Dash
was
is
thinking
bored.
about storylines. Anyway,
If Sabalenka won, she would have been.
yeah.
Yeah, if
Not
Demon
fu-
Or
she
did better,
would've-
this would have happened.
Yeah.
I
It would have
mean,
been even.
Yeah.
if Sabalenka won.
Yeah. Okay, well,
that was it. So,
congratulations
I
to
think-
Simon Ray.
Yeah, the draft was a bit of fun,
Yep,
bit
too good.
wacky.
Right, let's move on to something really exciting.
Oh, yeah, speaking of boring.
My top 5. So while I'm always watching a slam, I have a particular eye on the fashion. So today we're going to look at my top 5 fashion moments, yay or nay.
So are these fashion faux pas or fashion wins?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Is it
Let's
yay or
be
nay?
like really honest. Sabalenka honest.
Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah.
I'm into that.
Okay.
So we're going to go with number 5.
5.
So number 5, we have Sinner. He's in a Nike green and blue combination, which I am saying nay to.
Yeah. It's the little white collar that
The
makes,
white collar is no
yeah,
good. He
it's
looks
very-
like a little
boy,
a little lad.
who's going to the country club with mummy.
I have
feel
no
nothing?
opinion.
Just
I don't
complete
feel
emptiness,
anything.
right.
I think
empty.
that's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you hate something, at least you can be like, I want it to be different.
So if
I
you
think
walked
it's
in-
just okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you walked in, Luke, and they were like, cool, we're going to pop you in this, what would you say? Yay or nay?
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
like, is it free?
I'll be-
Great. That's
If
what
you're
I'd be
gonna
like.
Pay me, I'll go out naked. Like
Wow.
Oh, okay. Cool, we might move
What's your,
on.
no. Oh, let's drill in. What's your price point? 10 grand.
We've talked about it
$10?
before.
$10 per match?
$10 a match.
Okay, we might move to 4 on that note.
Okay.
Number 4, we have Andreeva.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
there's 2 comments I have here. I really quite liked this outfit
On court.
on court. So she's in a
sad in
I
that.
know.
she's in a
It's-
burgundy Nike outfit when she's on court. It was kind of like a halter feeling look with a nice side pleat. But then she walked out on court where Nike had this longer skirt that you could wear.
It's giving
over the
Handmaid's
top.
Tale. That's
It
all I'll
wasn't
say.
good.
But I think Queenie was saying that she was a bit too shy to wear it. Did you see that
Yeah.
interview?
Yeah.
So she was
And I
going
feel-
to have it
but
as well.
Look at Andreeva. She
Was that
looks
after this?
Mira looks sad wearing it.
No, Queenie did the interview before Andreeva wore it. So from what I understand, they all got it with their kit. And it was suggested that they walk out on
Optional.
court
And
with
then
it
do a reveal
and then do a
or-
I
reveal.
mean, if you're on court 17,
Yeah.
like how stupid would you look? I'm sorry.
We're like, oh,
Like,
are you
and
cold?
do you know how hard it is to get through to court? I don't know. Is there court 17? Like, it's hard to get
Where?
through the courts, like with the crowd, and then
Yeah.
you're wearing this like stupid
Cape.
skirt.
Yeah.
It looks like my robe that I
Yeah.
wear around the house.
It does. It's giving Handmaid's Tale. It's giving
But
like
the
old robe.
the outfit, the actual match outfit is good. I just
Beautiful.
don't really.
Yes.
I don't
Cover up
like
the
the,
middle pick.
shoes though. That they're
I didn't like her shoes
there.
either.
There is the blues.
accent.
The accent, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Like it just doesn't.
I didn't like her shoes because Sabs wore similar outfits, but Sabs had better shoes.
It looks like she's borrowed
I
her
didn't like
dad's
that
lawn mowing
blue.
shoes.
I didn't like the blue on
Sab's
Sabalenka
is
either.
blue. I didn't like the blue. I
No.
just
On
I think-
court, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on court, yes.
So we all agree.
Yeah.
Crop out the middle photo. Other two.
Yeah.
Great. Next.
3. We're going with Osaka,
This
who
is
was
I
in a Nike pink
loved it.
outfit and she had her cute buns in and the pink visor.
Do you know
Yay.
what we were talking about in the locker room with? it was Paolini, Jazzy. There were a few girls. Anyway, we were like, how early do you think she got to the courts to do this, to do her hair?
Yeah.
Like, you know how I talked about my routines? Like, she
Yeah.
would have had to be here.
It's got 2 hours
That
just
she
for
would
hair
have,
and makeup.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's a big yay from me.
It is
Yeah,
very,
I love
Yeah.
the colors.
very
so much.
kawaii.
Very kawaii.
It's got it right.
Kawaii.
Yeah, very anime.
Yeah, yeah.
Sakura.
Yeah.
Arigato.
Sakura? That's the
Oh, the artist.
the Japanese sakura, the tree.
Oh,
blossom.
Yeah. You're right.
Sakura.
Yeah, it is.
Sakura.
I was feeling good about myself and now I feel like an idiot. Again.
Okay, we're going to move on to number 2.
Okay. That's we've got a high watermark
And we'll
now
bring it
with
home.
Naomi.
Going with Alcaraz.
Oh, hide your hamburgers. It's the hamburger.
I loved it, personally.
Yeah, because you love him.
I don't like this tribe.
Yeah, it's very
Ew,
jailbird.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean it's not
But
bad.
jailbird.
Oh,
Kinda,
you like
yeah,
criminals.
jailbird.
Okay,
yeah.
bad boy.
Bad
vibe.
boy.
Right.
Bad boy, bad boy.
But you know, they never have, like, no one, only I choose my outfits.
Oh,
like,
another exclusive.
you need to look at players that are not sponsors and see what they
What they
choose.
actually
And
want
then
to.
you
That's
can
good
be
feedback.
like, wow, what is she wearing? Like, she chose that.
I like that.
Like they
This is
don't
great
have an
feedback.
option
Can we win that next time? I want a Dasha top 5.
Yeah.
Bottom 5, actually.
100%.
because you need to look at unsponsored players in qualies and be like, wow, what is she doing?
Kmart was a bold choice.
I love it. Okay, we're going to bring it home with
Okay,
number 1.
who have you got? Is it a good or a baddie?
It's Gauff.
Oh, she looks awesome.
Because I loved her socks.
The socks are cool.
So
Look at
she's
the
in
jacket.
Everything
Sorry,
is cool. Her
please.
fashion,
She's in a-
on and off the court. I love her
Amazing.
fashion.
So, Brie, please
She's
describe
in
for our
a
audio
purple
listeners.
New Balance one piece with quite a great pleated skirt. She also walked on court in a leather jacket.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Very James Dean.
And she's got a frilled sock on.
See, like, big fan of Coco.
Big fan. Love
Yeah.
the shoes. Love
When
the
I
dress.
grow up, I want to be like Coco.
I even loved how her hair looked. It was just so good watching her. I was like,
Yeah.
man, you are so bloody cool.
And like her nails.
oh, her
All
nails.
the details.
Oh,
I'm sure Luke saw the nails.
Yeah. She had fingernails. Can
It's
confirm.
it's the finer details for me,
Yeah,
to
definitely.
be honest.
But the socks are cool, and she can put them just like in her little Roland Garros trophy to keep them safe.
yeah, well, it's big enough.
Maybe just one sock.
just one sock.
Actually, she can put the trophy in the sock so it doesn't scratch.
That was good. Okay, we're going to bring this baby home with Ace of the Week and then close off for another week. So who wants to go first? We might go with you, Dasha, as your Ace of the Week because you're our special guest.
Not that you're not Luke.
Winter in Melbourne, saunas.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Go
Okay. Are
do
you a
that.
steam sauna fan or are you like an infrared sauna
Ultra
fan?
violet rays.
Yeah.
Just dry sauna
Yep.
and steam, yeah.
Nice.
Do you do like a cold plunge before or after? You know how people do that?
Yeah, if I do a few rounds, I will
Yeah.
try and cool myself
Yeah.
off.
Saunas. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Good one.
So, Luke,
Yep.
that was a great one from Dasha. What is your Ace of the Week?
Still on
Blink
the winter,
twice if you don't feel
on the
safe.
winter theme, and Dasha
Yes.
whipped up an amazing
Kazakina?
soups. My Dasha.
Okay, right.
Soups.
Oh, bless
soups
him.
in winter,
Yes.
and surprisingly, Dasha whipped up an amazing soup.
Surprisingly, I have
Like,
What
okay,
type of soup?
surprisingly, meaning
Mate, I'm trying to help you out
meaning
here.
You never cook,
Oh, come on, that's fair.
and
You're always working,
Yeah, you're too busy
hitting balls and
yeah.
walking the dog, and other things.
that was mean. So, on the theme of winter,
Soup.
soups,
Yeah.
and a bit of hot bread
Yeah.
and some butter.
Oh.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Dasha whipped up an amazing soup with
Yeah.
beetroot and beef called borscht. And you have it
Ooh.
with sour cream and toast with lots of butter. I love lots of
Yum.
It
butter.
sounds very healthy.
it is very healthy.
Healthy.
Yeah. Have you been having
And-
weird poos since then?
It's
Little bit.
Very,
Like, do you
very
look down and go,
burgundy.
"Oh my god"? Oh wait, no, I had beetroot. It's
Breakfast,
fine.
lunch, and dinner. So shout out to my wife for making an amazing soup. Thank you.
Oh.
So the ace is to have soups during
soup,
winter.
especially
Eat
borscht.
soup.
yeah, after you've had a
Spasiba.
sauna.
That's all about.
Spasiba.
That just reminds me of Sex in the City.
Spasiba or borscht?
Spicy.
Borscht.
Okay. Borscht. Isn't there a Russian in Sex and the City?
Yeah, that's why.
Anyway.
Anyway, over to you, Zave. What's your
Okay.
Ace of the Week?
So I've been thinking there's quite a few big things have happened this week. It was quite hard to choose one. But my Ace of the Week isn't actually about me. It is about
Oh God,
You.
This can't be your Ace of the Week. That's
our
embarrassing.
very
I
own-
just instantly got hot, but
Well-
not like hot sexy, but as in like
You know what else is hot?
perspiring.
Your career. So Brie has it's been revealed this week. She's actually been given a promotion, a very well-deserved promotion, and is now the director
you.
of content for Tennis Australia and the Australian Open.
Oh,
so
so when
embarrassing.
I don't like anything, I just
Straight
come
to it.
to you.
Yeah.
And,
And don't worry,
brag.
Zave will be gone next week, so
Yeah.
everything's fine.
And like she tells me she's not my boss now, but it's like definitely
I'm
vibes
not.
of bossing.
Anyway.
But no, I think I'm very proud of her, and I think it's a great achievement
Oh,
and very
thank
well
you.
deserved.
That's very sweet.
Yes,
As my
congrats.
work brother,
Well
I
deserved,
appreciate
Brie.
that. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When do I apply and where?
To be her old role.
Yeah.
That's great. Let's do
We've
it.
been trying to get you to be in our team for ages. Let us know when
True,
you're
we
ready
have-
and you've got a space.
Okay.
We'd love it.
Even just for the borscht.
For the soup. Yeah. I love soup. My Ace of the Week is pretty boring as per usual. I always bring it home with the boring one. I am going I don't like massages, but since getting home from Paris, I have not been feeling great in my body. I think planes just ruin
You
my
did eat
system.
your body weight in cheese while you were there.
I didn't really, sadly. I didn't have any cheese.
Oh, the food in France.
So what I'm doing tonight, I'm going for, and I don't like massages, but I've decided I need to do something, and someone here at work suggested I do this. I'm going for a 200 lymphatic toxin massage. Whole body, because I think it'll just get everything that's stuck in my body, bad energy, bad relationships, bad times out.
It sounds like you just need a colonoscopy or something.
Lobotomy.
You know, acupuncture.
They do
Also,
that while they're doing it.
love
yeah.
it. Love acupuncture.
And they put all these weird things
I
on
have an
you.
acupuncture appointment today.
Oh, I thought you said you could do it
great.
live on the pod.
Yeah, we'll just get you,
Here you go.
on
Use
the
my pen.
table. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So that'd be great.
Good. It sounds terrifying, but
Yeah, I'm a bit worried, but
You'll
I
be
think I need it. Anyway, but that wraps up another show. Thank you so much, Dasha, for being here. We've loved having you.
Thank you.
and Luke, thank you for being here. We have had a
We
great
love
time
having
as
you.
always.
A side gig. I enjoyed
Yeah. Zave, you've been particularly difficult this week.
I know. It's this chair because we swap each week. I think I need to just figure out how to calm myself.
Yeah, I think you've been a bit hyper, but you know what?
A new shirt too. I've got a new shirt.
I do like the
Looks
shirt.
amazing.
It does look good.
The yellow is very in
Yeah.
right now.
Poppin' Canary.
Did you get a discount? 50% discount?
Because it's so bad colour or just because we work at the Australian Open?
We
No,
don't
full
get,
price.
We don't get discount year
No.
round. I'm going to hand over to our amazing producers, Harper and Andy, to bring us home to tell us what you need to do to stay in the know with everything at the tennis.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, Harps and Andy here. Just want to remind you that you can watch every episode of The Tennis on our YouTube channel, Australian Open TV.
And we have an email as well, podcast@tennis.com.au. If you thought the show was amazing or you thought it was terrible, we are keen to hear from you. We'll read it. So feedback, comments, whatever it is, get in touch with us at our email and we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you later.